Welcome, Mr. Pappas. Thank you for coming. Could you give us a brief introduction of who you are?
My name is Michael Pappas, and for the last 18 years, I've been blessed to be the executive director of the San Francisco Interfaith Council, an organization which was founded in response to two crises, a homeless crisis and the Loma Prieta earthquake. And the mission of the organization is to bring people together, to celebrate religious diversity, to build understanding, and to serve our community. We have 800 communities of faith and religious institutions in San Francisco, which include, because we are in a major metropolitan area, not only the houses of worship, but the headquarters of many of those religions. We call them judicatories, as well as the academic and healthcare institutions and the social service agencies that provide the basic and essential needs for our city's most vulnerable residents.
Thank you so much. Our first question is about history and our mission in the San Francisco Interfaith Council. So, could you briefly share its origins, core mission, and how its role has evolved within the life of the city?
Yes, to drill down a little more on what I just shared, the council was born, as I mentioned, out of two crises: the an emerging homeless crisis and the Loma Prieta earthquake. 37 years ago, Mayor Art Agnos gathered religious leaders into his office to engage them in response to an emerging homeless crisis. And what started off as being a 1 year emergency shelter is now in its 37th year. We Thanks to our work with the city's Department of Homelessness and Supportive Housing and Episcopal Community Services, which is the social service agency that does the contracting, staffing, and oversight, the Interfaith Council helps to secure and schedule 5 host sites and over 50 meal providers. And what we do is we provide a respite from the rains and the cold of the most inclement seasons, the Monday before Thanksgiving through the end of March, and we are able to provide meals and housing and shelter for up to 80 homeless residents of San Francisco during that period of time.
Wonderful, thank you. Second question is San Francisco is widely known as a sanctuary city. Could you explain how this identity developed over time, like the historical context or big policy changes that happened?
Certainly, as I mentioned in the presentation that I made today, sanctuary itself is a holy word. It is a word that conveys protection, safety, but also holiness. And sanctuaries are where we worship. And throughout the Middle Ages and beyond, people seeking asylum from political persecution would come to houses of worship where it was acknowledged that they would be safe and it was acknowledged that authorities would not go into. That tradition came to San Francisco and really was amplified in the 1980s in response to Central American refugees who were fleeing political persecution who came to our city and took refuge in houses of worship. That value, if you will, was appreciated, and even though it was started by the religious community, a sanctuary ordinance was adopted to codify, if you will, legally, that the fact that San Francisco would not expend taxpayer dollars, civic employees, or local law enforcement to aid and abet immigration and customs enforcement agents from violating that trust.
So, as belonging as a human value, so in your experience, how does genuine interfaith dialogue deepen the understanding that belonging is a shared human value rather than something conditional or exclusive?
I want to say that the Interfaith Council that I direct has a unique model to interfaith dialogue, and that being that we create opportunities for people to do service together. that in doing service together, people get to know each other on a very organic and granular plane. And out of that, trust is formed. And trust and those relationships, I think, are the key foundation for authentic interfaith dialogue. Because, and I've told people that, some people might never pick up a book on another person's faith, and all they're going to know about that faith is what they see in the other person. And so, by creating and cultivating these relationships, real authentic dialogue can take place. I say this very carefully, but some interfaith dialogue is people talking at one another and not with one another. And so we like to think that our model is really a significant model.
What have been the key interfaith contributions of Pacifica Institute and Bay Area cultural connections in San Francisco, particularly in fostering dialogue, relationship building, and community engagement?
The San Francisco Interfaith Council is indebted to the Pacifica Institute. Um, in my early days, we always had a board member from the Pacifica Institute. They've been very, very generous during Ramadan to host iftar dinners, and they've been at a variety of houses of worship. I know Calvary Presbyterian and Grace Cathedral and others. And these are really unique opportunities to share the Muslim faith with non-Muslim people and show the possibility for interfaith harmony, and at the same time teaching about the richness of the Muslim faith. In addition, over the years, and I've been a beneficiary to be able to go to Turkey and to see firsthand the humanitarian, the educational, the journalistic, the interfaith initiatives of the Hizmet movement, which have been sort of transplanted here in the Bay Area by I will say, devotees or disciples, if you will, of Fethullah Gulen, who did so much to foster important interfaith relations. We've been truly, truly blessed by the Pacifica Institute. The initiatives that they've taken and the events that they have fostered for us to come together. And I shared a lot of this too at a memorial service for Fethullah Gulen down in the Embarcadero. It was an emotional moment for me because the San Francisco Interfaith Council and me in particular have been beneficiaries of that goodness. And you all have been amazing ambassadors to the broader interfaith community in San Francisco.
Thanks so much. There's a saying in Turkish where it says a grape ripens by looking at each other. In a way where like our greatness and the Pacifica's greatness is amplified through all you guys have done as well. So thank you so much for having this interview with us.